Hello, English 364. I'm going to be talking about Jordan Peele's Get Out, specifically a critique from the Los Angeles Times written by Justin Chang. Kind of an overview. The review was published on February 23rd, 2017. This is a day before the movie was released in theaters to general audiences. It's important to acknowledge this because Justin Chang doesn't go into a whole lot of detail about specific scenes. He wants to allow viewers to experience that for the first time and kind of get that same feeling that he got. But he does talk about some of the issues and themes within the movie itself. So he opens it up with an introduction regarding the introduction to the movie. A quote from him regarding the introduction says, "The opening scene of Get Out, a satirical horror thriller perfectly tailored to our post-racial moment, is so cleverly composed and effortlessly subversive that writer-director Jordan Peele never quite manages to top it." I'm not sure I necessarily agree with him when he states that he never quite manages to top the introduction. I think there's a lot of really great scenes in the movie, but I understand that he didn't want to go into a whole lot of detail regarding scenes from the movie. Again, this came out right before audiences were really exposed to it. Um, but he does go into detail regarding the experience of a black man walking alone at night and the fear that our character experiences as he's walking around and is eventually abducted. And going into some of the issues of race that Justin Chang tries to talk about in his review. Another quote from him: "Part of the thrill of Get Out, a thrill that springs from a place of very real, entirely justified anger, is that it feels like a long overdue response to Hollywood's collective failure. This is surely the nerviest, most confrontational treatment of race in America to emerge from a major studio in years, and it brilliantly fulfills the duty of both its chosen genres, the horror thriller and the social satire, to meaningfully reflect a culture's latent fears and anxieties." To kind of connect this with Karl Marx and Marx theory, we can kind of see Jordan Peele at the top of his ideological superstructure that he developed within his theory. Um, he kind of is up at that top upper level, influencing the people on the bottom. The bourgeoisie is on top, and then the proletariat on bottom. And us as viewers are sort of the proletariat, as we're exposed to these ideas and these themes that he tries to get across and understand these potential issues or very real issues that black people face in America every day. Going a little further on about race, there is this quote from the film itself, spoken by Rose. It says, "They are not racist." But as the movie goes on, we can kind of see that this is very much not true, as much as they don't uh, want it to be. A quote from Chang again: "Rose's gregarious father, played by Bradley Whitford, wastes little time pulling Chris in for a back-slapping 'my man' hug, announcing his support for Obama and chattering on and on about what a privilege it is to be able to experience other people's cultures." So this is kind of a ironic line, spoken by Bradley Whitford character, because he clearly is racist and he'll never be able to experience other people's cultures because, well, he's white, not black, and so he doesn't really have a place to speak on that to Chris. And another character who we are exposed to is Rose's brother Jeremy, played by Caleb Landry Jones, and Chang writes, "He's an altogether nastier piece of work, with his crudely insinuating admiration of Chris's beast-like physique. Most disquieting of all are the family's black housekeepers." And as we learn more about the movie, we learn that these black housekeepers are actually really white people who kind of wanted to experience other people's cultures, like we hear Rose's father talk about, despite really having nothing to say on it, and not being able to really experience anything, because in the end they've only understand what it's like to be a white person, and they could never possibly understand what that's like. Again, looking at it with Marxism, Peele's kind of trying to tell the proletariat that, regardless of how much support you can give to black voices and black people, you can never really understand what it's like to be in their position, and so it's not really your place to say, but it can be your place to show support. To kind of wrap it up, remember that there's a lot of moments that aren't talked about, like the auction scene and kind of the whole ending with um, the moment with Rod when he saves it, and we kind of have that subversion of our expectations when we see the police car's lights. But Chang kind of wants to avoid that within his review because he doesn't want to spoil every little piece of the movie. He wants us to experience it for ourselves as viewers. And yeah, he just really talks about race and how it's really monumentous how Peele kind of tackles race in his film. Yeah, that's gonna do it.